Was the Catholic Church failing the devout? Some clearly thought so. An extraordinary movement of lay extremists now appeared. They were known as the Flagellants, and they directly challenged the authority of the Church.
We witnessed a performance of devout processions with the chanting of litanies. Men and women alike, many barefoot, others wearing hair shirts or smeared with ashes, processed with lamentations and tears. Some beat themselves with cruel whips until the blood ran.
The Flagellants marched from town to town, whipping themselves and others into a frenzy of brutal penitence. Watching one procession was Robert of Avesbury.
Each wore a hood, painted with a red cross front and back, and carried a whip with 3 thongs. Each thong had a knot in it with something sharp, like a needle, stuck through the middle. As they walked, they sang a Christian litany, and one after the other, they struck themselves with these whips on their naked and bloody bodies.
Contemporary observers talk about flagellants beating themselves and the blood spattering the walls of the surrounding buildings. What do people see when they look at a spectacle like that? Well, what they see is Jesus suffering and bleeding for their sins. What more powerful act can people have performed on their behalf to avert this terrible scourge that's coming to them?
The theatrical ritual drew large crowds hoping for redemption. This sent shockwaves through the church.
The church didn't like them at all because it was a lay movement, and it was very much do-it-yourself Catholicism. And the last thing it wanted in the middle of a plague outbreak was a large group of nuts marching from town to town, and they thought they were insane. Religion was something the church dispensed through the priesthood, through the sacraments, and so they considered them extremely dangerous as well.
But the promise of the Flagellants proved empty and lethal. These bizarre marching mobs would simply have helped to spread the disease more quickly.